Hey there, welcome back. Boy, what doozy did I create for myself? So in order to solve this, I had to go all the way back to the Generation 5 video. So in Generation 5 video, I wrote this down. If you go 57 minutes in, you will see that purple was sitting on 85 points and then yellow was sitting here at like 87. And I made some kind of comment that yellow passed me by 2 points. They didn't. I'm actually sitting here, and for whatever reason, I had a mental lock that I was the purple player. So here's what happened. In the Generation 5 video, we scored for heirloom. And purple has no heirloom scores because they never stole an heirloom. So they scored 0 that round, but we scored 28 points. And I gave those 28 points to purple, thinking it was us. But this is actually us. So we get 28 points from 92. So here's 10, 20, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we were sitting here at the beginning of the Generation 6. Well, we've now had another heirloom score. And again, purple scored 0. And then we scored another 34. So we're at 20. I'm going to go to 50, 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's where we're sitting. And yellow is back here. So we still have a bigger lead than I originally was getting worried about. So that's it. That's all that was necessary to catch up. We scored those 2 times, and we are now caught up. Purple is still sitting back here. They have yet to loop to the 200. You know, they're sitting here in the 100 loop with everybody else. That's where we are. And then we just finished our turn where we had to get a person, so we took the double crosser. And so this is closed. We are starting, we just finished the 4th card round. We are now in the 5th card round, and you can see that the 2 mandatories are gone, 2 of these are gone. We just need 2 more, and then the game's over. So we start with yellow, and they're choosing a red, which we've been playing, that since the reds are gone, they're just gonna take the 100 points. So 1, 2, 3, 4 for yellow. So now we move on to blue. Again, with the red, they're going to just take the 4 points. 1, 2, 3, 4, and I just bumped a bunch of stuff. Then we move to purple, also red. They're going to take the 50. Then we go to white, who's going to take the trade conference, and they're going to trade the thing that we were talking about, the piggy, the foundation. So we're going to get that out. I'm going to go ahead and put it in the middle here. And this is white's turn. How do I, because I keep forgetting whose turn it is. I'm putting a gold on them so I remember. Okay, this is white's turn. According to the card that they drew, they're willing to bid 25 in order to get resources. And they would actually get 5 resources for that. That's pretty good, actually. All right, so it doesn't goes to us. We are the first ones to, or no, we've got to do turn order, not table order. So turn order would be the red player. The red player, we're going to draw a card for him. And that card says he's going to bid 100 for resources. So he's also trying to get resources. And then now it's us. So you can see they're going big on resources. 5 resources is 10 fame. That's pretty good. I see there a 200 gold, which is 8 fame for us. Or I see just straight up 8 fame. And what am I willing to trade foundation-wise? I don't think I'm allowed to bid 5 or 10 because I can only go down by 25-point increments. So that's the dilemma I have. And so I think I would have to bid at least 25 no matter what I do. I'm willing to bid 25. That's giving up 1 fame, but what do I want to get in return? The 200 gold, like I said, is basically the equivalent of 8 points. So I'll do that. I'll bid 25 for 200 gold. So now we're going to go ahead and draw for yellow. So here you can see they're bidding 25 for gold, which is taken. So now they're bidding 25 for resources, which is also taken. So they'll bid 25 for, this is yellow. So yellow is going to bid 25 for the fame. Then we move to blue. And you can see they're willing to bid 50 for gold. And then we move to purple. They're willing to bid 100 for gold. So I don't have a token for them at all, actually. So we'll go ahead and just assume, I guess I can use this one for now. They're bidding 100 for gold. So I got shafted in the gold department. I'm only going to get 25 gold for, I'm going to give up a victory point to get half of a victory point. So that wasn't a good deal for me. These guys, he was bidding 50. So blue's going to go down 2 notches. Purple's going to go down 4. I know they didn't bid 400. We'll get these guys back. But then blue's going to get 4 notches. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So they both made out. Yellow's going to go down a notch to get 8 victory points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yellow's my threat right now, and they're definitely giving me a run for the money. And then red goes down 4 notches. White goes down 1. And red is going to get 5 resources. And white is going to get 3. And I kept track that was the white player's turn. So we got to deal with their successor. So they would draw 2 cards. Neither of them are a light bulb, and they take the highest number, which is this one, so they're going to move up 2 points. Yeah, they're getting a lot of foundation points, folks. Okay, now it's the red player's turn. Oh, hold on. Trade conference is over. One more, and it triggers game end. And they are doing the last one. They're going to donate to the foundation, so it is over. And the amount they're going to donate, you can see here, is 100. And then the bank will match them. So they're going to get 200. And this is the red player. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we're going to go in table order. So then it gets to us. We can donate as much as 150, and then that is worth it. Even though, we want to hoard our gold, 150 is worth it because that is going to be 6 bumps for us, and that is a lot of points. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bumps. Okay, now we just got to do all the other players. So we got to go to yellow. I have to shuffle some cards. And then while I'm doing that, red is drawing. They need a fist. They're looking for a fist. They don't get one, and neither of them give them the bonus, so red is done with their successor. All right, here we go. Yellow is donating 100. So 4 bumps for yellow. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yellow, it's a little off camera here, but they just bumped to the second. They just looped the track twice, so they're ahead of everybody there. Blue is doing 150, so 6 bumps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Purple is doing a 50 bump. And then red was the one that triggered this. So we're back to the beginning. Okay, so we are done. And just to give you a lay of the land, all those investments are worthless. The relationships, by the way, are also worthless at this point. Score-wise, you can see that yellow and I are the only ones that are in the 300 bucket. And I'm here, and yellow is not far behind. Foundation-wise, everybody's in the first. They've looped the track once, but yellow has looped it twice. So they're way ahead. And that is, my friends, how they're catching us. They're going to catch us big time. They have so many points in that, and they're going to shoot right by us. So we have to have enough gold in our inventory to counteract that, and that's going to determine who wins this thing. Okay, we do get our compensation. So the compensation we can choose is 100 gold, which is 2 points, 3 resources, which is 6 points, or 50 foundation, which is 4 points. So I'm going to take the 3 resources because that's going to be worth 6 points for us. And just for lack of ingenuity, just grabbing random whatevers. All right, let's make sure we don't miss anything because I've been doing a real bad job of missing stuff lately. We'll go through this. So for generation end, we need to perform the century end steps, of course. So we're going to do century end, and then we're going to do game end. Remove all player cards from play. That's done. Then we have to do century end scoring tile, and then we're going to do game end steps. Okay, so century end scoring tile. Let's do that right now. So this is earn fame equal 2 times the level of each of your heirlooms that were controlled by an opponent. So the best way to do this is just look at who all the opponent scores and then just give the scores out. And this is, I'm getting points if mine was stolen. Not the person who did the stealing gets the points. It's the person who was stolen from is getting points. It's a very interesting one. I still don't think I'm going to come out ahead on this, but so I'm going to start with white. White has 1 from the thief. The thief is the blue player, and you can see it's a level 4. So they're going to score, the blue player will score 4 points for that. Or no, is it 2 points? Times 2. So 1, 2, 3, 4 more. So 8 points for blue. Okay, and then I'm going to just look at the red player here. He has mine, but it's a level 1. So I get a whopping 2 points for that. There's none here. This player has 3 of them. So mine he has my level 3. So that's 6 points for me. So I'm at 8 right now. I'm just trying to keep track of how I'm doing compared to the others. The transportation baron, who is purple, that's a level 5. Holy buckets. So purple gets 10 points. And then this is the mogul, which is yellow. That's a level 4, so they're getting 8. They got just as much as us. But we're not done. The mogul has 2 of them. They have the soldier, who's red, for 1, and the purple for 3. So red is going to get 2 points. Purple gets 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And so this moves to level 2. Okay, so purple's up. And then last but not least, we got to do our own. We stole from people as well. And we're helping the mogul right there. We stole their level 1. So they get 2 more points than us. But then purple was making out like a banshee. They get 4 more. And then blue gets 6 more. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then blue. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. So that's that scoring. So now we go to game end. Score fame based on the game-ending scoring tiles in play. And 2 of them are going to be the next 2 steps. So for example, these 2 tiles here are going to be based on foundation and money, right? So we're going to set those aside because that's going to be a big calculation. And you can see that's the score fame for every foundation, fame for every gold you possess. And see, it's instead of 1 for every 100. So it's not like you score twice, okay? So we're just going to set those aside, and we'll do the this one first. This is the resource one. And so it's just 2 fame for every resource you have. Very simple one to resolve. And then what else do we need to do? Then we score fame equal to every heirloom that we acquired. Player with the most fame wins. So let's do the resources one first. We're going to start with the red player here. Red has 5. So they're going to get 10 points. Wherever red is, 69 to 79. Next, the white player has 3 for 6 points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then we have, I'm just going to put my hand here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We have 10 of them. So we're going to get 20 points. Grabbing the right one this time, 72, 82. Okay, yellow has 0. Yes. Blue has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them for 12 points. 10, 11, 12. Purple has 15, 17 resources. For 34 points. So that's 5, 30, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep, 39. And we already did red. Okay, so we got that out of the way. I would like to also get the heirloom one out of the way. So it's just how many heirlooms you have. You get fame equivalent to the level of each heirloom. So there's a level 1 for red, so red gets 1 point. White has 1, 2, 3. Like the level 0 doesn't get you anything. They have 3 here and then a 4th one there. So that's 4, 7, 9, 10 points for white. We made it up to level 3, so that's 6 points for us. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then yellow is up to level 3, which is also 6 points for them. Purple is, they got an interesting one. They skipped a few levels, but they have a level 4 and a level 1, so that's 5 points for purple. 2, 3, 4, 5. And then blue has all the way up to level 4. I thought they even had level 5, but I guess they only made it to level 4. So, no, they did make it to 5. So 5, 9, 10, 11, 12, 14, 15 points for blue. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay, so now let's do the hard work. Let's not beat around the bush. We'll get them their points. We're going to start with the AI first, and yellow. 25 points. They get 2 fame for every piggy. Now, the number of fame they get is written down. You can see that they're going to get 72 points here for that piggy, but it's times 2. You see that? And then also we look at the piggy up here. I don't know how, yeah, right there, and that's 3 more points, okay? So that's 72 plus 3, which is 75. And then we're going to get times 2. So normally they get 75 points, but because of this, they're getting times 2. So they're getting 150 freaking points. So it's 100 points around the board. So they're automatically going to go to 400. That's 100. And then we're going to add 50 to where they're at, which is 49. So they're up to 199 or 499 points. They almost bust the board. So that's 1 point away, and they would have gone into a region the board didn't even accommodate. So that's yellow. And I'm expecting that to be the highest in the game. And I believe it is. So we go to blue now, and you can see blue has 36. And then this is another 30, so that's 66. So times 2 would be 132. So blue will also bump 100. And then we're going to add 32. So they're at 66 plus 30 is 96, 97, 98. So blue is going to finish almost a full 100 points behind yellow. And then we go to purple. Same deal, 36 plus 24, 56, that's 60, so 120. So we're going to give them 100 and then add 20 to their score. They're at 44 and they move up to 64. Okay, so purple is further behind even blue. Next is red, which again is at 36 plus 24, 46, 50, we just did this, 60. So they're getting 120. So red is bumping up to only 200. And then they get 20 more, they're at 80. So they're going to bump up one more time. They're going to be exactly at 300. And then last but not least is white. White is at 36, and then they have 11, so 46, 47 times 2 is 94. So that's not even 100. But I am going to bump them 100 and then just take 6 points away. So we're going to bump them up to 200 and then take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's really crazy how drastically different the AI scored, and they're all the same difficulty level. Okay, but we're still not out of it. So we have 36, yes, but we're only at 7. You see that? We're only at 7. So 36 plus 7 is 43, times 2 is 86. So we can give ourselves 100 points and then take away 14. So that's what I'm going to do. So we're going to give ourselves 100 points, and then we have to subtract 14 from our score. And we're sitting right here. So we're in the same circle as them, but I have to go 14 down. So 88, that's 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I'm at 74. He's at 99. And now we have one final score in the game. We're going to get 1 point for every $50. So I think we might have this. So there's 500 right there, and there's 1,000. So what is it? 2 points for every 100, and there's 10 100s and 1,000. So 10 times 2, that's 20 points right there, right? Did I do that right? So 50 times 2 is 100, and 100 times 10 is 1,000. So that means 2 times 10 is 20 points. So that's 20 points right there. So that's 74, 84, 94, right? And then I have 2 points, 4 points, 6 points, 8 points right there, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, boom, 6, 7, 8. So I am now in the new stratosphere. I broke the board, and then I still have more. Here's 50 more for 1 more point, and then here's 10, 20, and some change. Not quite enough to get another point. But I beat the Guru AI, all of them, but the topmost one by 1, 2, 3, 4 points. 4 points, folks, was how much I beat the Guru AI by. And there you have it. Okay, I don't know what to say. Like, this was my first time playing it, and I already beat the gurus. So should I say that it's too easy? Yes and no. Here's why. Without this, where I score and they don't score at all, I would not have beaten them. But then again, without this, so when you play Guru, this is a mandatory one where they get 2 points for every foundation. So this is the reason why they're gurus. They're getting double the points, and there's nothing you can do to change it, because just in the game setup, this is a required one for game setup. So you can never finagle it where, oh gosh, I'll make sure they never get this one, right? You can't. You just can't. You have to make sure that you get this one. Everything else was just trying to be smart. You know, like I tried to take advantage of the fact that I knew they were going to call on this a lot. So I made sure I stole heirlooms that were high up on the industry track so I can get a lot of points from that. And that's, you know, I don't want to second, like the end game scoring was very helpful, yes. But if it wasn't for this, I mean, I was getting 30 points, 20 points at a time. That was 50 points just from these. Stealing heirlooms was the key to beating the Guru AI, especially because the Gurus like to choose that one. So you don't even have to choose it. You just needed to be there to get points whenever they were getting points. So that's my recommendation. Can I beat it every time? I mean, I just won by 4 points. I mean, there's a real good chance that next time I won't win. But I will tell you, the Guru level is my level. Like, I would never go down a level now. That would be the level I would play every time. I think that, you know, you got to take advantage and capitalize on those opportunities to get the points where you can. And also, and this is like, you know, some of the people who watch my channel really love Enemy Action Ardennes. I think Enemy Action Ardennes is a weak game. And I know people love it, and some people will just get so angry if I say that. But the reason it's weak is because if you know what the AI is going to do, you can plan for it and actually ruin their day. And this game has a little bit of that. And that's the parallel. I know what the AI is going to do. I know they're going to call on, you know, these items. And so I made sure I, you know, was scoring along with them or counteracting them. If I would have done my my ability a little bit more often, where I take 70 points away from them and then give me 3 points, that actually would have helped, because this yellow player was scoring a lot of points based on where it was on the foundation track, right? You know, 2 points for each one. So if I take 75 points away from them, I'm taking 6 points away from them, and then I'm giving 3 points to me, or 6 points to me, which is 12 points. And then on top of that, I get 3 more fame. So that's like a 15-point swing. So my special ability actually was really well designed to counteract this AI in this Guru game. So I do recommend the Philosopher, Underhanded Philosopher. Now, I only used it, twice the whole game? Maybe I could have used it more, but this game is so limited in actions. Like, you need actions to invest, which is what I did. Because that was the other thing. I took advantage of heavy investments, and the AIs invest all their minor investments first, and they won't invest heavy until all the minors are gone. Well, the heavy was the very first scoring round. And so none of them had any heavies out because we hit the scoring before they ever had a chance to put heavies out. That was huge. And that gave me, a 80-point bump while they got nothing. And if it wasn't for that, I wouldn't have won. So it's for that reason that I say that the Guru is probably not as easy to beat as I made it seem. I feel like I legitimately beat it, yes. So I'm showing that it's possible. And yes, I did it my first playthrough. Yes, I get it. But I think some things went my way, which may not go my way the next time I play. Now, with that being said, I like playing a game because I know we're evenly matched. And yeah, maybe a few things go my way, a few things go their way, and you just don't know who's winning until the very end. I like those kind of games. And when I'm playing against the bot, I want it to be that way. In this situation, I'm beating the bot because I'm exploiting their bad AI of they only do minor investments first and not majors, right? So by exploiting that, that's how I won. So I was able to get a huge edge in points, And then they're exploiting that they get foundation points like candy, so they're getting a bunch of cheaty points. I got a bunch of cheaty points. It's just that my cheaty points outweighed their cheaty points. That's not a fun, I'm not saying it's not a fun game. It's not I don't feel satisfied from a game like that. I feel satisfied when I'm playing against a buddy of mine and we're evenly matched and, I beat him by 2 points at the very end. Ha ha ha, you owe me a beer. It's that kind of thing. This is, I just cheated and exploited more than the AI cheated and exploited. I knew they had limitations and I took advantage of it. And then they have super perks and they took advantage of it, right? It's just that my things outweighed theirs. Now, what do I think about the game and the fact that this is first-time developer, all that stuff, all those comments I made? I think Jason Brooks, you did a great job. I literally love this game. I'm glad to have it in my collection. I am very happy to be and proud to be a Kickstarter backer. And I am missing components. And I just want to say for the record to everybody in the world that he was extremely responsive and he's already got them mailed out to me. They're not here yet, but they're on their way. So that by itself is a big thing. I think you missed a component. I think there needs to be a player marker just for going out on the board that's separate from what's needed to track this. I think some of the AI bot rules are missing. I think it doesn't explain at all what to do in some situations, and we had to guess. And I'm still awaiting answers on Board Game Geek for that. I think the way we played it was a very solid way to go. Would I add a Nemesis bot to a multiplayer game, like a 2-player game? I don't know. A Nemesis bot is interesting. They definitely muck with the board a little. I think that's what's annoying is they're scoring foundation points like candy. And then they're triggering these things when, I think a real player really would try to, get more actions in a round and not be in such a rush to end the round like they are. With that being said, it definitely adds an interesting thing. I think this would be a very boring 2-player game without a Nemesis bot. I know some people are like, well, how does this play 2 players? I think this would be extremely boring 2 players. To me, this game, there's so much interaction with just even your player abilities, which doesn't happen with a Nemesis bot. But the way relationships are and bumping other people and the investment track going up and down, when you only have 2 players, you're only going to have 4 industries being influenced out of all these industries you see on the board. It's just so much emptiness and vastness and space. It's that kind of thing. I think this game truly is a better game with more players. I haven't played PvP with 6 players, but I will this Wednesday. It is currently Saturday. So in a few days, I am going to get to play. My gaming group will be coming over. So I will get a chance to try it out and see how it plays with real people. I already know based on some of my friends and their play styles, some of them will really like this game and some of them will be like, ooh, I already hear it coming. But that's true with every game, so don't take it personally, Mr. Brooks. Unless you're playing a game that's as light, designing a game as light as exploding kittens, some of these guys are not going to like your game. But they'll still play it. They just whine. The successor thing could be better. I like the idea that you get successors and they give you bonuses. I just sort of wish they were more integrated in the game somehow. Like they had their own track or something that they did. I wish they were more active than just simply being this thing that gives you a superpower. And I only say that because, if this is going to be touted as a heavy game would have made that more in depth. The trade conference is a worthless thing to me. I actually don't even know if it adds any value to the game. You're exchanging one set of resources for another, and almost every resource in the game scores you points, so all you're doing is exchanging points for points. The only reason I can see why somebody would do it is because they want to get actual resources so they can steal heirlooms. Everything else just seems to be fluff. I don't like the trade conference. I think it's and from a Nemesis perspective, it's just painful to implement. and I'm speaking relatively. It's definitely not that painful. It's just, compared to everything else, it's not as smooth. And then, we were given dice, which is supposed to be used on a trade conference. We don't roll the dice, so the whole thing is really bizarre. Not a big fan of the trade conference. I wish there was something else. What is that something else? I don't know. You know what that something else should be? It should be that little mini game that you add for this. So like if this game had an expansion, I would expand on these guys actually doing more in the game, and then the trade conference action would be replaced with whatever these guys are doing, right? So now you're doing a global action where these guys get to do something. That's what I would do instead of the trade conference. The explore action, I already talked about it. It's the most miserable action in the game. We never used it once. There's not a single AI card in the game that uses it. The designer himself even knew it was a wasteful action. It's like the pass action in Lacerda games. Here's my suggestion. I think that when you get bumped from a relationship like here, you should automatically get an explore action. Like the full explore action, not just draw a card. You should get a full explore action when you're bumped from a legendary. I think that would make the legendary more attractive. In a PvP game, I'm not sure how excited I am to go here because my friends are the kind that'll be, as soon as I go there, they want to bump me. So I go there, I get one bonus, and then they bump me, and I get to draw a lousy card. Gee, thanks. Whereas if I go to any of these other relationships, they can maybe bump me to the right, but I'm still going to get something more afterwards. Now, granted, this is giving me $200, so, these other ones aren't giving me $200. I get that. The legendaries are giving you more. But I don't see any harm in, if you get bumped from a legendary, you get an explore action. Like, that should be how the game plays. And then if you get bumped from a relationship and you fall off the end, I think that's where you get to draw an extra card. I don't know. I mean, I know right now you get nothing for it, and maybe that's okay as well. This here where you get a card for establishing a relationship, I do like this. These little bonuses are nice. So here I'm getting fame and gold. It's going to be much more helpful in a PvP game. But we did give it to the AI. Somebody on Board Game Geek said that when you start a character, a Nemesis character, I gave the gold to them at the start of the game. However, somebody pointed out that you do A, B, C, D, but not G. And G apparently is where you get the starting gold. I didn't verify that to be true, but I trust that they're probably right. And so they're saying that you don't get the starting gold at the start of the game. So that is once again a place where I helped the AI to be a little stronger than they should have been. So with that said, yellow had less points, right? Potentially. So a couple of things I did in this game. I think I did the dividends in a way that gave the AI extra points. I'm still very shocked that all these AIs are Nemesis, and yellow is the one that scored the most. So yellow was really running away with it, whereas everybody else was not. I beat all the other Guru AIs handily. It was only yellow that even came close. So it is interesting. I'm well over 100 points ahead of the next Guru. Yellow, I'm only 4 points ahead of. So again, if you played this again, maybe the Guru AI won't run away like that. It's just the luck of the draw. Anyways, I hope those thoughts weren't too random for you. Overall, excellent game. Glad to have it. I like it more than Imperial Steam. I really love railroad games too, but I really do. I like this game. So well done, Jason, Mr. Brooks and Brookspun Games. I think you're off to an excellent start. I put this in the same level of a Lacerda game, and I really do like Lacerda games. I think he makes excellent games, and I put this at the same level. Now, with that said, I have 303 Squadron, which has a horrible rulebook. I hope to get that to the table someday. I just don't know when. I'm afraid to get to the table because even with this game that had an excellent rulebook, I got a few rules wrong. That game, the rulebook is awful. And so I just don't have enough confidence to do a video. But I need to just dive in and do it. Anyways, thank you so much. Thank you for enduring the few mistakes I made. I don't think they were major in the grand scheme of things. The big one was having to go back and review the video because I was moving the wrong score marker. That is classic Jeff. So I'm glad I was able to, I'm glad I recorded the game so I could go back and fix it. I would have been really sad if I was playing this by myself and then I'm like, oh gosh, how do I fix this? I ended up only winning by 4 points. Can you imagine if I didn't have a video to go back and look up my mistake? Whew. I would have never have known if I really pulled this off or not. So anyways, thanks for watching. As always, stay awesome. And in this day and age, also stay very healthy and very safe. And until next time, we'll see ya.